Hello everyone, this is your Curia, Fantastic Worlds, letting you know that visiting hours for Hush House are now open. Welcome back to Book of Hours within Lovecraft Country. Okay, first things first, apparently the ripples from Numia have not stopped because, well, I lost the saves of the last episode. So yeah, the last episode still was recorded, you've seen it, but I had to go back and try to redo the 2 days, the 2 days that we had last over again as best as I could. Like I said, I did the best I could. RNG gods are RNG gods, so there's going to be a few hiccups there in continuity, but I hope you can simply attribute those to either Fae, which I may have displeased, and I do apologize to any spirits in or out of the universe that I may have displeased, or just the fact that timeline in this universe is broken. Just assume there was a, time shift hiccup. In any case, let's get to the... let's start moving forward, and hopefully we'll keep moving forward. Hang on. Alright then, here we are in our post-Numa chaos, hopefully, stage, and we need to discuss what we'll be doing for this glorious sunny spring day. Alright, now, as you know, my thought was to get all of my skills up to level 3, and then to begin experimenting with Alchemy. Now, the thing is, I've got only a few left. Stitching Binding, Stone Stories, Wolf Stories, Sand Stories, Quenchings and Quellings, and a couple more. But what I was thinking about tackling was going to be... Let's see, since we've got so much moon, we've got a book here. That's not it. Which one? This one. Serpents and Venoms. So this may seem like a strange one to choose. Serpents and Venoms is one of the few that's going to have scale. Now scale, of course, is both the Stone and Wolf Stories, so all we actually need to do is get 2 of these lessons and enough memories to be able to upgrade them. So that's going to be our target for the day. For the first thing, of course, is to read the damn thing. That... It's in Greek, which we do know, fortunately, but it's also a 14 moon. Now, can we generate 14 moon? Should be able to, because remember, we got a really powerful ink here, Alchemy. That's 5 right off the bat there. That's going to be plus, if you don't remember, the supercharged inks of containment have another 6. So that's 11 right there, which means you only need to generate an additional 3. Now we get 1 more with a Tryst, course, and we need 2 more after that, which of course we can just throw in as a memory, and we can use our favorite memory, Confounding Parallel, from our favorite book, Moon's Egg. I don't know how many times we've actually read this book in universe, but I'm guessing it's the Curia's favorite bedtime. Let's tale. Okay, so we'll just throw herb here, and boom, that will start that cycle. When that occurs, we'll be able to read that book, grab those 2. Now, what that means is that I'm going to need to use these helps to upgrade as opposed to gather. Because you can see, that's the only thing the 2 they have in common. I could use the other Tryst, for example, for this one, I suppose. But for this, yeah, Nectar, we'll need to save 1 health, 1 Tryst to the upgrades here. We're also going to need a total of 4 memories for this, because it's going to take 2 for each. Now, we're not going to be able to use Sunny. Neither one of these has the appropriate resonance, but we could, let's see, Earth Sign definitely can be used because it's got the combination for Stone Stories. And as for here, yeah, we'll need to start doing some reading. So, what can we combine with Earth Sign for? So we need to generate 3 more. Now, they must have within them Nectar, Stone, or Moon. Now, Nectar is pretty easy. We've got that one already. Boom, Kitleridge. And we can do our usual Solomon Husher's desk here. Throw in Whist, and there we go. That'll be enough for 1 of them. Now, next, Moonwise. Of course, we've already got our usual Moon's Egg one running, but now what we can do is that we can, let's see, get this one right over here using the lower level Faust. And that'll produce the Moon one we'll need for Wolf Stories. And that's 1 more we need. And what am I thinking we should do with that one? This one, I believe. Yes, this one will produce Salt, which is highly effective for many shall we say, for many upgrade possibilities, as it holds 3 of them at level 1. So we'll go this, do our usual, throwing in, let's see, FET. There you go. Now, let's go examine our shaft supply train, as I like to call it, because, yeah, we've been using so much of this stuff lately, and I've realized that I need to make my vortex manipulators, as I used the last one I had or the only one I had, for Timothy to be able to access the silver vault downstairs. So, we're going to need metal in order to produce orichalcum, and the only metal we have left is a single spool of steel wire. But, you can... Let's see, we need to find a free desk here. Okay, so let's grab just this ink right here. Oh, there you go. Come on. Let's grab this ink here, go over to the Natan's desk here. And I've already, when I was going through this without thinking, ordered one, I've ordered one, how do I put this? Yeah, ASMT and copper wire already. Because now I realize I'm going to have to order more copper tea. I'm going to do this once at a time, so okay. Sure. We'll do it. The ASMT, I'm going to show you what I do with that stuff. It's kind of funny. Alright. Alright, so, now, while that's going on, do our usual settling. Metal will do. Get our usual 6 for the day here by doing our work, because we like to work. And yeah, gathering. Now again, like I said, we are going to use our usual chore for the water. Boom. Get that started. And now we have to decide what we're going to be doing with the rest of it. Now, we can use the Gull Colony for, let's see. I've already used our, we should, we can actually start investing in more of the Rose skill there. My head. Okay, that, or that. So Faust or Health would only work here. So, what do we need more of? What we can get from here, what we can get from the woods. Now, considering how low we are in wood, and see, one of the reasons why I took so much time to organize here is I can just look. I can look and I can see what I need because I can see the bare shelf. There I don't have to go hunting and searching for it, which is why, like I said, imposing order and chaos to a certain level is a wonderful thing. So therefore, you know precisely what it is that you need. And Snow Story is not the right season for it. No, we're going to need that in a moment. Ooh, need to increase that too. All these things we need to increase. Oh, and fur and feathers. We've got a lot of stuff we need to doing. Anyways, let's get that knocked out. Hopefully we can find some wood today. Alright, so, running over here to seacombing, because we always like seacomb. Seacomb. Beachcomb. Bleh, seacomb. And of course, you don't have to do this, but I think it's just appropriate to toss in sea stories. Alright. Now, once we get these final skills up to 3, like I said, we're going to double down on the alchemy and see what we can produce. Now, this is where things get a little weird. First of all, we've got one shaft still going and one fatigued. Because that one is fatigued, what we're going to do is immediately start this process of restoring it. And yeah, we're low on water. We're going to need a lot more water. Let's get that started. And let's grab over here. You know, it sounds funny that, yeah, actually, domesticism fits an occultist because, all right, the JX said this perfectly, although they specifically said you had to have a family to do it. They said that in order to prevent your mind from losing itself to fascination, as it would in the game, what you need to do is you need to have something that grounds you in the material. Now, normally it's suggested, well, they believed only men should study occultism for reasons that should be freaking obvious. Their belief is that only a middle-aged man who already had kids and a good family life should study occultism. But that's just being too narrow. What really need is you need order. You need to have a reason to come back to the material, to experience this, shall we say, somewhat limiting and sometimes frustrating existence, rather than seeking to try to escape it, which is kind of what you do with Cultist Simulator, and it's not a good thing a lot. I mean, think about it. Our character was a higher being and had to escape it by, need more lapsing tea, had to escape it by running here because it's an extremely dog-eat-dog environment. Because those beings still want more power. They didn't come to enlightenment trying to find a way to improve the world's lot or serve a righteous being. They came here because they wanted stuff. But here, in at least Hush House, all of that power has been harnessed to a purpose. And that purpose, and the need to maintain it, like we're doing now, focuses us in the moment. All right, here, toss in a half crown. Go for it. I mean, yeah, I'm not, vibrating at the frequency of the sun anymore, but there's a certain, how you say, there's a certain stability to having these cycles in our life, having the limitations they present to us. So as one old school feminist occultist once put it, it's our limitations that keep us sane. And if you don't apply those limitations to yourself, they will be applied either through the, shall we say, limits that you will find in life itself, or you'll destroy yourself entirely. Okay, so 3 more here. Plus, I just remembered. Oh, we should probably use that shaft while you've got it for the moment. And of course, we need another one of Squeeze-Its. Yes, we're calling them Squeeze-Its now because it has been pointed out they do resemble that more than a juice box. There you go. It was the request to change the name was given, and I have approved it. All right, so metal and phos we're holding in reserve, and we will see what we can see. By the way, the RNG gods made it, so now I have like viper egg, gull egg, and a hen egg. It's like I've got so much. All right, 6 pence. We'll wait and see which one of these we want to regen first. All right, confounding parable. Oh, that's satisfaction. I grabbed the wrong one. Hopefully, it's still usable. Intuition. Salt. Alright. First things first. Which of these two we're going to bring up? Probably going to bring up Stone Stories. Okay. Oh, we don't have the lesson yet. Silly me. We have to get the lesson first. Alright, so the book's there. So let's get this knocked out. I do not believe I got the wrong one. Alright, so let us try to read this book. Alright, so it's Moon, so we're probably better off trying to use Eva's desk. Now, Trist, right off the bat, there's 6. There's 6 right there. We'll grab another 6 here. Then, you know what? Intuition doesn't... Yeah, let's just use intuition for the moment. Culmination. Alright, so, first of all, let's read the book description. In the Incridon Triangulus, the poison manual of the Order of Assassins known as the Triangulari. Yeah, we noticed that some ex-Triangulari were, ex-Tringari were in fact the jailers here, or gaolers here. Like, I don't know. Does jail and GOAL sound exactly the same? I don't know. I'm not British, but let's call it jail for now. That can be corrected in the comments. But yeah, the thing is that these guys might have been who took over after the exile pretty much annihilated the Reckoners. Because it doesn't really matter how you end there. The Reckoners' reputation has been utterly annihilated by the exile in the Cultist Simulator, because his father lost face. Even if his father manages to kill him, if you get the bad ending, it still doesn't matter. He's shown weakness. In any case, let's get this one knocked out so we get the lessons. All right, and also the wisdom contained there with therein. All right, so yeah. Also, let's grab this. The salt book, and we'll put it back right here. Another thing to consider. Okay, so we get those lessons, and we need to allocate these things because like I said, picked up the wrong one. Now, what's interesting was that would work for this, but I don't have the appropriate lesson for it. Don't worry. If anything worst comes to worst, we could put satisfaction to Eva's bed tonight and use it tomorrow. But still have also this to deal with. That would actually work, by the way, if I had... Use Sunny plus memory satisfaction to bring up stitching and binding. but I just need a skill. So I need to find a second book that's a weak one's going to have heart or sky for it as well. All right, so we can do that probably pretty easily. The easiest way to do it would be to, first of all, bring this up and then see if we've got any. Ooh, we have completely sucked ourselves dry of sky. Wow. I guess it's heart then. Have we lost sky? Oh my god, we've done some serious damage here. So I need to find, okay, persistence and, was that going to work? The insect one, no. Start here. Prisoner records, how did a 12 get up there? Wow. This is completely out of order. I'm going to do some rearranging. Gemiad. Nope. I know that. Ooh, that one would work. That one would work. We know Sanskrit, but we have Watchman's Paradox up and running. So, yeah, that's a sky one. Combine these two with... yeah, that'll work. All right, so where was it? Right here? I could, yeah. The easiest one would be, of course, Teresa's. No, it's not Teresa's. That's Teresa's. Oh. You know what? We're Teresa Stan, so... yeah, let's just do this one first. All right, so this one requires us to have a total of 6 lantern. That's easy as pie. Let's do it right here. I mean, I don't even need one of my... yeah, there's the Faust right there. Grab that. We're done. Let's take a look at it. The 5th and final volume of Teresa Gallimer's notorious work, which began as an examination of parallels in the mystic dreams of artisans, became an account of her own occult journey. This volume was apparently never published nor allegedly even written, yet it is. Remember, timelines. This is a timeline in which she did not become a lantern name. The bell thing is, this is a time, at least before she wrote this. So some timeline, Teresa either never ascended or ascended later. Maybe she never ascended because she wanted to be with Christopher. That's a requirement. Because she can't have kids as long, or she'll eat them. In any case, let's get started. Alright, so when that's happening, we're going to have these 2 skills here that will take that one up. Profounding Carabel and in Memory Salt will be enough for one of the lessons, which means we need to read more books. Great. Now, I've only got metal going for that at the moment, so... thought. Can we use Enduring Reflection? Because that's one of the ones we kind of pay forward. Yeah, that one would work only for here, and we're kind of can't switch that one out for much. Okay. But it won't work for Moon or, I guess, Earth Sign. We can use Earth Sign, of course, and then we need one more, and I think that one's a little too pricey to use. Okay. So we need one more, and that one cannot be the one that has Moon, so it has to be Nectar or Lantern, which means Impulse will do. Alright, so let's grab Traveling Through Night Volume 1. Where is it? Here somewhere. Traveling by Night Volume 1. Okay. The hell? Oh my god. Oh, there it is. It's the wrong color. That's what threw me off. Alright. That'll give us Impulse. It has 1 Nectar to it. So that will work. So we just need to find a... I think this one will do it. Yep. We can use the Edge. And let's get that moving through. So, it's all going to be crazy, but simultaneously, we have to make sure that we're going to have all of this skills, because we're going to need 3. We're going to need 3 soul fragments to get 3 lesson increases. So, let's grab this. You can have the 2 pence. There you go. All right. So, yeah, that happened. Okay, continue. We need to wait for the next reset possibility in order to get the skill, another skill possible. Probably going to be one of the healths or Trist. See which one we get back first. Health or Trist. I know patience can be the hardest lesson sometimes, but it's all happening. It's just, you know, it's one of the reasons I don't overcharge is I use these quiet moments to try to remember what we're supposed to be doing. You blank. Excellent. That is precisely what I wanted. Also, that is a skill and easy upgrading. Oh god, another Eva's Locks. Shaft up and running. And the water. Alright, so first things first. Now we have the juice box thing going here. But, let me think. Alright, in order to produce an orichalum, what do we need again? First of all, we need to produce one of the vortex manipulators. Let's get this in place. Alright, say we do this, and we... Excuse me. Yeah. Gerbanite. Okay, so that's 10 right off the bat. We can generate another 4 this way, and this is going to get where things get a little crazy. Remember I told you why we needed that T so much? I'm going to show you something. This T has 1 knock left to it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to serve some tea. Alright, so, grab this. Probably should have started doing a recharge first, but, you know, I don't think we've got it open quite yet. Yeah, both of these are currently... Oh, no, we need to do this one up here. So the one we'll probably do up here is going to be either Trist or Health, and Health is more useful in a general sense, in that, even if I don't get it right, because what's going to happen is we can use that to the Earth sign here, and we can use it for the confounding parable, that for the wolf. So, wolf stories. So that will be that there. If the absolute worst comes to worst, we'll use it for fur and feathers. Meanwhile, let's get back to the forge. All right. First things first, we grab. Now, going over level 3, this one's going to be one of the things we may even consider, because notice we're only 1 point short, and we don't have to use Curia's Hunch, which is like an expensive. Excuse me. Which is an expensive way of doing this. Alright, and fuel. Boom. The Cronus cord. So basically I brought the extra point there for the fact that I can put any liquid in for a fuel. Gervanite plus second rate tea. Well, I think it's second rate. Second flush means it's not going to be the strongest. Maybe people like weakened flavors? I don't know. Everybody's got their own taste. Curious Hunch, yeah. It's pricey, but we can do this. Alright, so, go. Now, that means, however, that we need to make another Gervanite. Which means when we get another chance to do so. Okay, so... Alright, we haven't quite got the lessons yet that we need. So let's go check to see how we're doing Eva's desk. Not even got the first 30 seconds done. Wow. Alright, let's just let time go while we're putting away our extra seaweed. Our very desired, hold on, water and wood. There you go. Another squeeze it. Alright. Purple squeeze, the grape squeeze it can stay here now. We'll need to... Alright, so, yeah. Let's, get the wood back in place. Yes, at the end of this episode, I'm definitely getting another soul fragment, and I think I know which one I want. There'll be another story time for everyone. Wasn't that great? Alright, so... Need 2 water. The refill function can be useful. I'll give them that. Impulse. There we go. Impulse will allow us to go forward. Now, still need the lessons, however. Okay. So, while that's going on. Now, do we have room? Get in there. I said get in there. Ugh. Oh, bloody hell. Fine. You can be on the mantle. Seriously? Pick a spot. Oh my god. Seriously? There you go. Okay. So, that's happened. Alright. Bed's going to reset, and... yeah, but this one's clear. Alright. Next one we should probably consider is going to be, of course, the go-to is Shapt here, obviously, so we can keep the gravy train for the mother of ants going. All right, get the book back in place. Get in motion, and again. Wow, everything's just going by fast. It's not necessarily a bad thing. All right, grab that water. We'll be needing that in a moment, I'm sure. And while we're here, let's just get this water back in place, shall we? There you go. Everything's better now. Theoretically. Ah, but I think we actually got this done now. The Tangari dartsmen were employed by the duties in their various incarnations to hunt down inhuman troublemakers. They develop poisons which even immortals called long cannot withstand. Well, that'd be useful to know. Oh, it's a skill. Serpents and venoms is going to be a fun one to play with. You know me. I'm always in for a good poison. It's probably why the Mother of Ants and I get along so much. Because most poisons, when properly diluted and transformed, become the most powerful medicines. It's like foxglove. Foxglove is a poisonous plant that's found in North America, probably in Europe too. Botany's not my major field. But if you distill it properly, you get Jatalis, which is a cardiac stimulant that can help people out of heart attacks. Kill or cure, it's the same thing. Immunity to their own poisons was a constant concern for the Tragulari, and they constantly dose themselves with substances that might build up immunity. That actually doesn't work as well as you think it does. Seriously. It's a myth that you can do that. It's not true. What happens is essentially there is some autoimmune reaction that will flush the system. It's a little bit of help there, but honestly, you're simply better off flushing yourself with saline and other forms of purification when it happens, or just not getting poisoned. Perniculate, the notoriously toxic unsanctioned ink, can be used as a base for these serpent milk. Oh, serpent milk, in sufficient scale and arts of serpents of venom. Excellent. So we eventually have a recipe. Okay. Now, what's interesting, of course, is that it has intuition, so it cancels out our intuition. Oh well. So first things first. Much as I want to play with this later. Let's get wolf stories. Let's get earth signs, impulse. Wrong one, right? Yeah, wrong one. Never mind. All right, so let's get stone stories. Really me. There we go. That'll get us level 3. Going to do them one at a time, of course. Okay, salt and intuition. That goes for that. And this. Ooh. The law goes back all the way to the stone. The air of stone. See Hush House Lecture 3. The keys cannot be held or owned. This had, I believe, the unexpected consequence that those outside the law may hold and own them. But even they cannot keep them. And of course, remember, one of those 7 keys is in one of the bedrooms here. We've used it. But we don't own it. That's the big thing. It now belongs to Hush House, so it's called the Hush House key. I have not claimed ownership because I cannot under the law. So therefore, it's just here. If someone else were to take it, then I'd be problematic. But even they cannot keep them. Of course, a key is no more physical than a spirit. A spirit may be housed in a body, and I have touched a key with my own hands. This is Teresa. This is Teresa, alternate universe Teresa. Keep that in mind. So the Lygians hold the key. The Lygians, of course, are the 7 sisters, which include Sulachana in the base game of Cultist Simulator, who are, in fact, immortals who have devoured their own child and become monstrous, with Sulachana, one of the few that can pass off 100% as human, probably with sufficient wardrobe, and makeup, which is why she's always made up like a flapper, so to speak. She's got monstrous, all we know, scales and claws. These days, that can be considered fashion. Lygians only old and powerful transgressors of the crime of the sky, the devouring of your own child. But I begin to understand that it was requested that I had a Hush House lecture on this crime of the sky, but that probably have to be in tangent with something else, probably with the intercalculate. But it's in the future. But I begin to understand that the crime of the sky is more than even what it seems, and why a twin who unite what is not to be divided might accept a Lygian as her name. That is saying that the witch and sister have taken Lygians. Now this actually makes sense because the sister and witch analog, and the reason we say witch and sister is we want to only deal with the kindly one. The witch and sister version is a devourer, where while the sister and witch version is a father, creator. So yeah, she would take Lygians as being devourers of their own children. If you recall, down in the temple in the basement, there's a demigoddess who was infamous for devouring her own children. This is how crazy mythology gets, because one day I should just go over like the freaking Grail, and just point out There's a lot. And I think, yeah, House Lecture 4 was decided, and the Red Grail will be part of it. We'll discuss it then. How crazy the Red Grail can be. Okay, now, everybody just thinks it's about pleasure, but oh no, it's not. Okay, but we need to, like, hit the Fost back. Let's make sure we've got, the bed's currently being used, so is the inn. So yeah. So now we need to classify you. I don't know if we have room down here anymore. Yeah, we do. We got room for one more. It's actually the weakest of the books so far. Let's get that over there. There you go. There, I've been a librarian. But the moon one goes up here. Wow. We haven't shelved anything for the moon in so long. Okay, good grief. 14. Yep, just at the far end. There you go. All right, let's go. Health's up and running. Good. We'll need that. And again, we have to decide what we're going to be resetting. All right, so there's a bunch of possibilities here. Chore is probably the one that we can do at this point, and we can get another thing of water if we actually needed it. I mean, I'm looking at this and thinking, got 3 plus a 2 in reserve. We don't need another water right now. So, what to consider? What to do? We've got the health will be used up, so will the Fost in the regards. So we want to have 1 skill in reserve. I think we'll just grab, I'm going to grab, because I think we got a box still down here. I got a box down here. Let's grab that for the fun of it. I'm probably going to be using it just to check out that box, but, you know, it's a thing. Here you go. Take a nap. All right, take shot back. All right, so what we need to do at this point is create another glassfinger toxin. Now, where is it? All right, so grab these 2. I think the forge is free at the moment, isn't it? Yep, forge is not free. So we're going to have to wait till the forge is free to be able to do it. Oh well. Let's move forward. The vortex manipulators are not easy to make. Sigh. That music gets to you, but it's good music to get to you. It slows you down. It makes you contemplative. Opposed to CS stuff, which just makes you wired. All right, so next, it's probably going to be, or is it stitching and binding? And Fost, resatisfaction, Sunny, and there's the lesson. That'll bring it up to level 3. Boom, there you go. Again, we're just kind of waiting on the forge at this point. There we go. Boom. The vortex manipulator. As I'm not calling it a Carzonicord. You're getting the Doctor Who stuff, and that's appropriate. All right, so let's toss these in. Door and wall, and shaft. Glassfinger toxin. Boom. Of course, this means you're going to have to make more squeeze-its, and we still need to make another Gervanite. You're not going to, the forge just isn't going to stop. Well, you know, the forge is a god of productivity, I guess. All right, so we're going to be using this jail cell to hold this, because you want your time machines to be locked down, you know. All right, let's get moving. Whoa, 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 whoa. Pause. We all know how this is going. Gonna have to... Cash is gonna slowly dissipate at this point, because we're losing 2 pence a day. We still got 3 pounds in reserve, mind you. But we're gonna have those supplies as well. I may have to do it twice a day at this point. Let me check this. Are these both U-blanks in here? No, one... Hold on. The U-blank and that. Okay, so that's good. We're gonna need more wood. I need driftwood badly. Because those are great for making Kitty's flutes from. And 2 of Kitty's flutes is gonna be awesome. 6... that means with the Hermit's Workbench, I can generate 6 repeatable sky continuously. Who the hell needs a memory to produce Ascended Harmony, or Diadibus itself for that matter? Power. Power. Power! I know. The thing is, it's kind of a beneficial power. It's ridiculous. This Curia is becoming a top-rate alchemist. And it's just awesome to watch. Anyways, you're gonna have to sleep on you, I think. You're too useful to let dissipate. I'm not sure I've got anything else I can do with you at the moment. Alright, because I've got both. Yeah, both going. So yeah, we've got enough time to produce another juice, another squeeze it. And I got Timothy's name eventually. I'll get this one. We also have to worry about that. I've got an idea for that. Deep breath. Oop. Silly me, I forgot this is clear. So we can actually just go forth and do what I was doing here. And that is the wolf song. Get in there. Deep breath and move. There you go. Now the only one left is, because notice I don't need the language. I need to use the Numa to peel off the language. You've got solutions, stand stories, medicate, and furs and feather twice. So, stuff to do. Yeah, that'll be the next plans for the next days. Like I said, first we're gonna get all our skills to 3 at the minimum, and then we are going to work towards creating the alchemical spreadsheet. So basically, I'm just going to go through these one skill at a time, and we're going to unlock all of the products you can get from them. And at that point, we'll start making some final decisions, because there was going to be more than one type of super ink here, obviously. We will find it, we will discover it, we will use it, and then I think we'll be figuring out what we do with the end of the game. We're coming into the final stretches. Fed is up and running. Of course, I can't use it until I clear the eye icon. Or, let me double check something here. Could, if I wanted to, replace that. It's actually pretty easy. Let's grab... Nope, not this one. Generous. Alright, so grab Pearl and Tide. Salt Sign. Get that replaced. Not sure we're going to get to the box today. At this point, I'm not going to try to regenerate anything using the bed. Once you get to night, it's just not workable. And we'll grab the last shap to get a squeeze it. Alright, so last thing before we decide to call it for the night is we're going to produce yet another squeeze it. There you go. There you go. Good stuff. That thing is too useful. Alright, so Wolf Store is up and running. There will be no box opening today, sorry. But since it's now dusk... Founding Parable can be held over to tomorrow. Also, we'll need to regenerate... Yeah, we're going to need to regenerate... Curious Hunch. Just let the end Earth Sign. But the Curious Hunch I just use every freaking day, I swear. Anyways, yeah, once you get to dusk, you use the bed to hold a memory or for nothing at all. Need to fix the stairs. One thing we're actually waiting on is the, yeah, the forge isn't going to be an issue. Glassfinger Toxin, now up and running. We've got our 2, but we'll probably have to use 1 in a moment anyways. They'll usually burn 1 to create a Curious Hunch. It's easier than trying to use 2 memories. I often I'll use a disposable memory for the purpose. One I don't have any other purpose for. Again, Glassfinger is so useful as well. Alright, so what do we got here? Alright, cool. Get that back into place here for Salt Sign. There you go. But we got lucky, it did regenerate. Excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent. And we'll get this back into place. Alright, so I will begin planning. Whoop, we get the weather first. Come on. Rain! Alright, so much to do, and I shall return. Okay, and we're back. Now, I've done a little bit of thinking, so I'll explain as we go, but I think we're only going to be doing 1 or 2 alchemy attempts per day just to move things along a bit quicker since we're going to have a lot of other stuff we need to doing. And I just realized I forgot to actually go over this book since I already did it before, having to spoil myself for the Hush House Lecture 3. But for the rest of you, on the winding stair, Gregory Wheelock, the master mason and architect employed by Walter D. Loop to construct the winding stair and the guest chambers in Hush House, describes a more ambitious and dangerous project. Now remember that Hush House is located on top of a massive nexus point, which has already been dedicated to at least several hours, including dangerous ones like the Grail, and other ones that have been known to cause madness. And let's just pray for Gregory, shall we? Gregory marks the bricks of his Roost Touch family home, Tronin, with Ramsund bricks open to forbidden doors. Now, Ramsund is the bird language used by the avian powers of the Roost, of which there are several. I'll not go over all of them right now, but they're not actually fond of humans trying to find out their secrets, so this may not go as well as he thinks it does. Anyways, we also got a idea whether or not we're going to be recharging for skills. Need for that. So we've got over here yep, a shaft recharging. We're going to need that in a little bit. And we got a new whist as well, but we're also going to have to read something for an appropriate memory. Now, another thing we have to do is we have to get our whist back so I can make some more alchemical ink. I'm not sure where the hell ever that is. I think it's over here, right? I liked it when they had the bars out there. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait for a lot of those to come back before I start recharging. So is it worth getting the metal or the whist back? I'm probably not. I'm probably gonna wait on the 23 seconds to do that back so we can get these done for the Gervanite and use that water. But let's get started on our little cycling. Now again, I gotta pick which skill I'm gonna do first. Since we're gonna do fur and feathers, all I really need is a sky one. No, wait, we're not doing that one. We're doing... that's next time. We are doing door and wall, which is going to be forge or knock. Okay, so for the forge, yeah. All right, hang on, everyone. Okay, there we go. That's going to be all the fun. All right, so first things first, another viper egg. Okay, stone stories. Next. Big glass. Not the most useful thing, but, you know, put it in the rest of the storage. Gods, this is going to be a lot of back and forth, isn't it? All right, so let's get the water one clear, at least. And then let's put the Squeeze-Its back. Those grape Squeeze-Its we have. Oh, we got 3 of them, which is good. All right. Next, I think we already have some sea glass here, or do we? Ooh. Oh, it's right there. Okay. So it goes over the burn pile, unfortunately. Okay. So, assuming the burn pile's got room, and it does, and viper egg. Vipers are still considered food. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could do. It's a lot of sand, too. You know, there's room. There you go. It's a lot of room. And eggs are still technically food, as they are sustenance, so we will be feeding them to our animals, which we may have to use tomorrow, as I have ideas. Because I always have ideas, the only question are which are the good ones. But yeah. Got a lot of... Why is the gull's egg so large? Anyways. Tea. Excellent. We'll need that in a moment. Water. There we go. That's the second beeswax I wanted. And a orphan chick. We have a lot of gulls, aren't we? Oh, gods, I gotta feed that thing. You know what? We just got a viper's egg. Alright, cool. We don't need these. Let's get you in here. Cause viper's egg. Little macabre, but you know what? Have fun, Junior. Okay, let's get the water everywhere. Not a drop. And way too much to drink, so to speak. Alright, so yeah, let's put this into the auxiliary pile. Alright, let's get this over here when we need it. You were there before, you can be there again. There you go. And the beeswax backs into here because we usually use the candle making in the dispensary, which has become like the most useful workbench in the future. So remember, we're going through all of this at a slow pace because in the future I'm going to have those tips and tricks, and one of them is to get the dispensary online ASAP so that you can get all of your precious knock items correct done. Now, other things to do. We have to decide which of these we're going to regenerate in the bed. And I think this one's still going, right? Okay, so which one we're going to put in the bed? So I'm thinking this is going to get us ink. And this, yeah, that'll get us some ink back. That's not huge priority. Oh, whoops, we still have this thing going. I didn't, oh well. Well, that is what we wanted, so go for it. Speaking of, do we really want to use that Foss to grab something here? And I actually think it's not a bad idea. Let's go. Okay then, let's see what we got here. And that puts us in passive mode, just waiting for things to cycle out. All right, all right. Oh, Watson is in the recording booth, but does not want to get on the lap. Oh well. Jealous, I suppose. All right, so. A little faster. I'm getting more confident about that. Alright, Shaft is up in line, going. And yeah, Gregory evidently succeeds in opening the way to something he calls the Moon Hall, which would theoretically be the hall, the Meniscates, I believe, room of Hall of Memory, where all reflections of all things exist. But here's account becomes erratic. He insists the Moon Hall, the Horned Axe, is still an edge power. He hopes for an eternal rival, but cannot find one he needs. The narrative is increasingly interspersed with chess notations and ends abruptly. Some people are taking this to mean that the Horned Axe did have an edge aspect. However, if you've seen Hush House Lecture 3, I disagree with this. I believe that this entry is written by somebody who fell to the fascination trap. Now, remember, if you take 3 fascination in the base Cultist Simulator, what happens is that you go mad. You believe you've ascended, but into you exist from the Mantis, but you're actually in a cell in Bedlam, mental hospital of the time, which gives the name Bedlam, if you know what that is. Also a consecrated ground, which was important in one Hellblazer comic. But yeah, the thing about this is that this is somebody who wanted to be an edge dyad and failed. Well, first of all, the Horned Axe is not an edge power; it's edge. When we get to Hush House Lecture 4, we'll get to that because the Horned Axe is going to be part of it. But yeah, the Horned Axe is not a specific edge. It is literally a door. It is open or closed, kind of like the binary switch in the computer, 0 or 1, open or closed. So, and the fact that he's playing chess notations against himself in this book. It's supposed to be his journal, in an attempt to replicate being at odds with somebody because he's not actually an edge dyad. Yeah, I'm thinking this guy, unfortunately, is not working out for the gods. Okay, so we want to get door and wall going. What can we do? First, we need to Meniscate. We do have Shaft. We do not have. But Shaft also has Forge, so that would work. Only problem being, is it would be level 1, and we want, what do we want? Escape. We need 2. Now, how many Forge? We only have, oh, so that's Forge and Forge, Edge. Ooh, so we need a memory for that. Let's go the other way around. The other one that we could do with this is Moth and, well, we might be able to do this one, I think. Yeah. We've got one here, we can do this. So at least we can get this out of the way. Well, we can in 32 seconds or so. And then we can, that will be our Shaft. Now the question being, who do we regenerate now? Now, what we want to do is we're not going to be able to get 2 memories to be able to upgrade the Forge-based one, so we don't really want to do that. Do we want Trist we're going to use for that, or we can use it for... we can use Trist with the T in order to create another juice box, which we're going to need more of those. We always need more of those. Alright, so get the 6pence in there, and that'll be that. Still waiting on getting the bed back. Oh. Alright. Also, we need to get our speed down again. Hang on. There you go. Okay, and finally, the Sacrament Malachite. Back in the Dawn period, the sister of the Triple Knot used the rites of the Ringu, the hour which has been known to call the Malachite, the goddess of honey, basically. The Queen Bee. I did a small prayer to her earlier, if you recall. Alright, so now we've got that recipe done. We gotta do some serious recovery in order for to get our stuff back. We also need to classify the, knockbook, which is not gonna be that hard. We just need to find it, because we got space here. One of the few times we actually do have space. Goes here, I believe. Yep. Although this one goes way over here. Ah, silly me. These got to order. Okay, so with that done... now just let it all go out there. There you go. Now, Trist is online. Hopefully use that for make some ink. Oh, a box of rarities. Great. I don't know if it's good or bad, really. Alright, and yeah, there we go. We have a full gull now. But we're not going to have the house overrun by gulls. So since you can use... I think... Can you use an animal up here? You can do this, I suppose. Yeah. And you think we're just going to put all the gulls up there so I can get my... So there's no more gull crap in the study. Yeah, the animals are dispersing at this point. Alright, can you get in there? Alright, there you go. Yeah, we'll just let him take over that. We'll call it the roost. Okay, so let's get to work. First things first. We need this one. Solutions and separations, shapt, pattern, enduring reflection, and lesson. That'll do. Alright, so we got a lot of pretty basic stuff to do here. In any case, now Ajmiel. Now Ajmiel is, let's see, a pearl and tide, that's 4, 5 for that, and we need 5 more. So 6, 7 with Founding Parable, and we need to get a sign. Probably this one is the easiest to return. So we go appeal to the goddess again. Keep calling her the goddess because we want to access that part of her and not the devourer part of her. Remember, it's very important to know which side of a god you are currently appealing to, because you do not want to get the one that's always hungry. Even the one that always wants to make love is dangerous in its own way. After all, it was known that it's one legend of the what's it called? Oh God. The fact that my memory is being blocked of this particular legend means that somebody's not too happy about seeing her. So we'll just go with making the Ajmiel and be done with it. Okay, so who's next? So, I'm definitely going to be doing a story hour this time because I will want to get another Whist. Simply because I want to have a skill with 2 moon in it, which will make things considerably easier. But next time around, we really need to do some stuff here. Think if we can we do the FET? Can we move the FET fast enough to get our enduring memory back? No, we can't. We could do it in order to get salt sign back. That's easy enough to do. Do what we can. Deal with the rest later. Or we could take the other shaft and get our metal in place. Yeah, shaft has got way too being overworked at this point. Make sure we got the other ones going. Excellent. Now what we need is to, where is it? Oh no, brain fart. Yeah, forgot about that part. Anyways, it'll come back to me eventually. Oh, yeah. Oh, we need to pour the water. Thank you for reminding me. Whoever, Dark Force did that. I gotta say, I don't think we're just dealing with fictional spirits in this game. And can't refill, so walk over here, grab this water. And let's get the water back to its usual place. Pause for a moment. Alright then, what do we got here? Alright, so let's get the water back into its place. And boom. Water everywhere. So much to drink. Okay, so what I want to do is another. We're going to actually, let's grab the tea. Let's get that going. Who knew the beverage bar was the secret to power? It's actually kind of true in a lot of ways. Cooking has been associated with magic. I mean, think about like Carduin's cauldron, which the dead came by. Oh god. This is an encapsulate termine, one of the great inks. Use it with your journal to record a history and fulfill your reason for coming to Hill House, if you choose. The Incostium Terminale of the fourth history. It's the incandescent orange of the forge. One ingredient, it's been, as it were, long rumored, is the blood of candescence. Whatever that is. Certain Masonic and related traditions venerate what they call the OE. Oh, God. Using a cup of ink in your journal, make determinations and record histories at the hours. Listen to the world's change. 7 Forge. 7. Oh, Jesus. Well, a lot of books just opened up, and we're going to be doing a lot of work down here. Speaking of which. Alright, so, meanwhile. Yeah, okay. Before we get the clock started again. Grab this. Grab that. Grab that. Turning tea into poison grape juice box. Okay. I mean, I squeeze it. And level 3. There we go. Oh boy. Lots of stuff to do. Lots of stuff to do. Let's get the new ink back into place. Well, that's going on. Okay. Alright then. So we're going to need to make more room. Yiggle, you're going over here with the lesser stuff. I hate to say this, but you're not the most powerful link. Yeah, that happened. Get this new box, same as the old box. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Okay, so are we carrying over one lesson to be dealt with tomorrow? Keep that in mind for our planning. Get my mouth off my face so you can hear me clearer. Probably one of the reasons we're having trouble here. I tend to stroke my beard when I do this. Just, it's one of those things that just helps you think better somehow. I mean, it's been done for like millennia, so obviously there's something to it. Alright, so first things first. Shop's back online. And Ajamil has been done. Alright, so now we've got Shapt. What are we going to do with it? We're probably going to make something. Alright. Shapt here into there. Let's put both of our juice boxes, our squeeze-its into place. We'll get that down. And I believe I have the correct one. Left it out to... Come on. Come on. Gerbanite. So, boom. We'll make some gerbanite. Get the clock started again. Oh, wait, no. We have got to decide if we're going to be doing anything else. Now, is it possible? Yes. One of the things we can do is put Shapt back in and get an ample at this point. Notice, however, we're going to be running low on liquids. As a result, we're having a productive day. Now, the question is, do we do the same over here? Do we want to try to do Trist and develop another one of those? That's another possibility, as long as we keep the tea going. Yeah, we're going to need more tea than probably I've ordered. There you go. Speaking of which, yeah, I'm thinking we're getting severely knock-aligned. I gotta think about getting a third Shapt in the near future as well. And if I don't plan these things out, usually what will happen is the way will open for me. And it looks like knock is one of the big contenders of them. Just because of everything I'm doing with it. Alright, so get in there. Okay, so that happened. Oh god, so much more we need to do here. Both the regenerators are going on. And boom. That in place. Deep breath. Yeah, we gotta get back all of our freaking, all but 2 of our persistent memories. And we have to, tomorrow, we're definitely, because I don't know. It's probably next episode, the way things are going. Checking timing. Yeah, definitely. We'll do the story hour at the end for a new whist, and then we'll probably end the episode there. So, of course, as per usual, just you can, if you don't want to see story time, just check out at the end of this particular day, which is coming on pretty quickly. Let's get the water replaced while I'm thinking about it. So at least I have a full to start with. Nothing in reserve, however. Alright. So, what we can do from here is we can grab the other half of the tea, which we don't even have to pour. Put it up here. Alright, so. Trist. Yeah, I'm just going to keep that stuff going. Glass blowing. One squeeze it. Grape squeeze it coming up. Looks like the other Trist will be wasted, unfortunately. It's not going to come around fast enough. Oh well. It's a thing that happened. Let's see if this one works out. It may not be able to clear in time. Oh well. And Shapt is up and running too. Might have been a little too eager. Carbonite. There you go. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I really don't. But there's something about me just being goddamn persistent. Also, get Triss going. I might use it to brew more tea. But yeah, we won't get either of these back. But it doesn't matter. We'll be able to recharge them. I know. It's crazy the way I do this. I just keep going. The Curia looks up and realizes they've been awake all day. Oh, God. They go. Again? Anyways. Let's pause. Alright, so yeah. In a little bit, we'll get our 2 ampules back, and we'll be able to use them. Use one of them, plus I think the... Yeah, we've only got an iron wire left over here. We use them, the iron wire, and we'll have to use glass finger toxin. I'm not going to use a memory. We'll then be able to immediately create that stuff, and then we can start thinking about getting the second vortex manipulator up online. And we should probably... And we'll tackle the next skill. I'll pick one of these to go through. Okay, but in the meantime, like before... If you're just here for the episode and not for the story time and me connecting with the book of the Tree of Wisdom to see all the stories, I'll see you next time. Okay, but in those who want to stick around for story time, hang on. Okay, here we are over at story time. Now I'm going to be tackling Birdsong because the 2 skills I currently have out being worked right now do not evolve by Birdsong, so we're safe here. We won't be missing anything. And I think I've got all the available skills, so to speak. So, what we need to do is we need to see what this will offer us for lore. How they began. In the beginning, the Carapace Cross served the first hours, the gods born from stone. And the first of the Carapace Cross were a Thridigid kind, who sought the monarch at the crossroads to rule them wisely and found him in themselves, who began as many and ended as one. This is a riddle, and riddle makers know its importance. Okay, so yes, you do find the divine within. The monarch at crossroads is probably it's a god of the Carapace Cross, which we do not know a lot about. For all we know, it could be the moth or an Everic of the moth. After all, monarch butterfly, right? And it's insect based, and they began as many and ended as one, which means they were joined together in a common god form. So they basically became hours of the monarch of the crossroads. So they may still exist as Mothlong. But since the moth is that they of mysteries, they will never tell. Looking up. The gardener's first lesson in this is look up. What starts as weather ends in the world, or what starts as sky ends in the soil. This is what the birds know, and the birds know most things first. It is true. Path and Pilgrim. The threshold. Every traveler crosses a threshold twice. The horned axe is the hour that faces both ways at once at every threshold. Hey, Janus! They're all Janus, apparently. Well, the god Janus, not you know, the common name. Find the answer to her riddles in bird song. Basically, within song, because all thresholds are crossed twice because you come and you return. Ransmund makes the most sense, by the way, as it's our bird song. These ones always give the best. The Falconer's Tale. There's a very old story told by falconers about the aviform hours, the secret gods who take the shape of birds. Once there were only 5, the dove, the crow, the laughing thrush, and the twin kites, a.k.a. one of the death gods, Miniscate. Crow is their own, the beach crow, laughing thrush, and the sisters. I don't remember the laughing thrush. The 6 had fallen into the talons of an owl. Probably, I don't know. And they sought another to join their company, but the crow rejected half of all those they found for the dowdiness of their plumage, and basically they were jealous of the colors. The dove rejected the others for being too gaudy. At last they found a night bird whose feathers were the perfect white and perfect black of the crow and the dove. Notice, however, remember that the first institution on Here the Rock, the ones founded by Rowena, are the Abbey of the Black Dove and the White Crow. But they accepted him. They found he was no bird at all. Then a night-flitting moth. Remember, moth is the ancestor of humanity through the Carapace Cross, and that gets rejected a lot. When somebody asks me about the revenge of the older hours and what that would look like, older hours are more like primal forces than things that can take revenge, but they keep getting excluded, and we know balance requires all things to come to an equilibrium, which means that no matter how long they're denied, they'll eventually come back, and the longer they're denied, the longer the powers, the older powers, the more forceful the older powers will return. It's best just to get things done quickly. Unfortunately for the moth, their pride kept them from admitting their mistake, but since that day, the aviform hours will only meet at night, when the 6th of their kind won't be unmasked. In other words, moth is there, and why we have to admit that they are the progenitors of humanity through the Carapace Cross, we do not want to talk about it. Speaking of Carapace Cross, Coral. Of the Lagian Medusa, it has been said she might be oldest of her kind still living, and she is dead. Rhymes. Simmergis might interpret this, thus she is the oldest of the shared names of the twins. The hours are called the witch and sister, witch sister. So she's a name of them who can be both living and dead, as she is part of the sister and witch dyad. God, ever since like episode 9 of Star Wars has that word been overused. What were we? The shapes that loped beside you in the frost, the scraps you gleaned of call and perost. Once there are answers to what may be lost, all part we call birdsong. Perost? Oh God. Yeah? Yes, I can actually do this. Perost. Thick fibrous membrane coating the surface of bones. Think. We're all bones, and we shall return to bones, I guess. Okay. It is the bone one. Saberzine, the fisher's tale. There's a story told by fisher folk about a city of ambered orichalcum that lies beneath the waves. Those who eat of its fruit can breathe water and drink light, but they never drink anything else afterwards, because you no longer have a digestive system. Only another history, they say, but if you tie your nets right, you might be able to catch one of its citizens in this history, and it might tell you the way. There's Yes again. Now, this is probably going to be the one to use since it's level 1, and this is a level 1 thing. It's going to be one of the few times we can actually use it as such. But we're going to have to make sure we've got the ability to combine the ones I want with it, because the ones I want to combine be moth. We've got most of those done. I'm not that concerned. Okay, but if we're going to do that, we need to find the other one that Sabazine, which is... Come on. God, I can't make it move. So disappointed. Yeah, we can't do so. We've already filled it, unfortunately. It would have been this one here, I think. Oh well. Not going to get it all the first time. That's why we keep playing it over and over again. Fan stories can go in. Alright. A city. The 7 tainted immortals we call Lygians are relentless in their appetite and outcast under the laws of heaven. But they are their uses to the hours. Lygian Kyrios has known all the great keys, and even now she holds the key of days, so every year she meets with a vagabond in Vienna to exchange the names of lesser keys to the stories of the vagabond's travels. We call their gossip birdsong. Okay, we do know who that is, by the way, from Exile. The Lygian within Venice. God, I'm not going to be able to... Vienna. Gods. I don't know if I could have got the... Let's see if I can get that up fast. Cultist Simulator. Yeah, I can be better prepared for this, but in the future, Vienna. Vienna. Okay, so the Lygian Frau Schuschel, which I think is one of the ones who also helps you out in the Lantern Apostle Legacy. So yeah, she carries the keys of days, which means she's known all the keys. She's carried them all at one point or another. She's also the one who's a dog person, apparently. Just, Today I have not eaten you. What do you want? Be quick. I have little use for this anymore. You might. Do not drink it. In other words, she gave you tea that was poisoned and then thought differently about it. Anyways, but she knows she is useful to the vagabond. Good information to know. Sea stories. I think, yep. The Lygian Morgen, holder of the key of black sapphire, called Seaborn, tide-drawn. Did she come from Yiz behind the wave? If we speak her name with the rising of the moon, can we summon that old song of flute and bells? They are birdsong riddles. You can summon her with the boned flute in Exiled, since referring to as she is music-based. In fact, as I pointed out many times, music is highly involved with magic and manifestation. The Roost, a thief of sights, a scavenger of thrones, a border reaver and a thief of knots, a thief of colors and a thief of bones. These are the 6 birds. Thief of colors might be the moth, I'm not sure. Scavenger of thrones, thief of bones would probably be the crow. Border reaver, I'd have to go through these one by one and do them. I don't think I can right now, but it's interesting. All of these will, in time, be dealt with. Strings and song. Okay, stone stories. A vengeance. The hours once called the flint and the wheel are gone. By the way, don't not forget the exile is a child of the flint and the wheel. But the blood of their name emanations was mingled with the blood of mortals. Bingo, that's who it is, and it sprang from the line of Antonius. Be careful, if enough Antonian blood is spilled, the flint and the wheel might be waked. This is remembered in the Songs of Warning. So that means, that's right, if the exile gets the ascension ending for the colonel, or the current, or for either the colonel or more likely the lionsmith, it is inevitable that he will awaken the older gods. What that means, by the way, is not that they're actually entities, because both the flint and the wheel exist within, respectively, the forge and the moth. What will happen is the forge and the moth will remember all of this. That part of their dormant personality will activate, and we're not quite sure what would happen. That's the so-called vengeance, which is why it's titled that way. The round. There are no words in the songs of birds, so birdsong has no beginning and will have no end. Basically, birdsong, they're comparing it to the song of creation, which will have no beginning or end, but continue eternally. Vak. An opportunity. Something not commonly understood. There were no Kalaptra to conceal Paris knowledge. Were there no Kalaptra, there would also be no Vak. A door opens both ways, which means Kalaptra definitely has to include the horned axe. This is understood by the arts and the scholars of the arts unregarded. So yeah. So Vak and the Kalaptra has the horned axe, which makes sense as they would be the guardian of knowledge, deciding who gets it and who does not. We still have 2 more to go. Wow. What remains? Cut a thread, the tapestry remains. Birdsong follows the thread. Basically means there are also always a dangling end when it comes to fate. There's always more that goes on, never cut off entirely. Even to wipe out a population, their single survival will rise to destroy you. The Wolf's Return. The sanctioned version of the Book of Suns says that the wolf divided was awoken by the sun's division. We know from this that the wolf was its own hour, even when the sun was whole. That's absolutely right. The dire wolf is the creature of destruction, but it did not take a form because it was not necessary to until the sun could not die. It became the wolf divided so that it could kill the sun eventually and bring about the next era. So we glean and we guess that the sun might be healed and the wolf returns to its slumbers. That's what I said. So we glean and guess that a second dawn would bring peace, but the wolf will fight to prevent it. This is birdsong. I don't think that's true. I think the wolf would actually like to go back to sleep and so get this whole apocalypse thing over with. Thank you very much. But we all know what we're doing here. Sabazine. And there we go. Bingo. Another tryst. And we're good. All right, then. So let's get back. Okay. Okay, so hope you all enjoyed that. Of course, this is Curia, Fantastic Worlds, letting you know that visiting hours for Hush House are now closed, and please file to the entrance and leave your books behind. I'm watching you. Hey, guys. And, of course, so we hope that you return to us here at the Book of Hours in Lovecraft Country. Like, share, subscribe, as per usual. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.
I'd like to thank my Acolyte level supporters, whose contributions help this channel grow and hastens the inevitable digital apocalypse and rise of the Dark Lords of Content and Data.